Hello my beautiful people, welcome to your weekly general tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. So this week, as you can see, I'm not on camera. I apologize for that. I will be as of next week. Don't worry, I am absolutely fine and I will see you all then. With that said, these weekly generals, they are kind of literally that, the general energies, trends and themes that we're likely to experience over the course of the coming week. Sometimes world events show up here, sometimes it is literally just like a message that's informed by my intuition and whatever the cards have to share for us. So I really hope, well, I'm really grateful for the way that they've been received since I started putting them out, to be fair. It really does mean a lot. So with that said, these are the decks I'll be using today. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help us all on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So the weekly intuitive message this week was use your inner wisdom. This is about, and I'm not talking about like using your intuition or trusting your gut or anything like that. This is about literally tapping into your own personal storehouse of knowledge and wisdom. Where is your expertise, right? So if you've got a challenge or an issue this week of some kind, this isn't basically, it's not a message to say like, oh, just use your intuition. This isn't about that. It's about taking your, interestingly enough, it's about taking your wisdom, things that you know as tried, true, tested, whatever your skill set is, whatever your knowledge base or background is, all of that kind of stuff. This is about digging into your personal smarts, your own areas of expertise, and pulling out the gems from that to ask yourself, okay, where is it that these lessons or where is it that this wisdom of mine, you know, that I've, let's say as an example, you've been an artist for the last 25 years. What are some of the techniques that you use and what's special about them, and what are the things that you need to tap into yourself in order to use those techniques? This is about finding a way this week to tap into your own wisdom and asking yourself, this mastery that I have, this place where this part of my life where I am an authority, where I really know what I'm doing, how can I apply the wisdom and the knowledge that I have from that to the thing that I'm working on at this moment in time? And I really love that. It's you know, it's about really taking what we already have and finding a new way to work with it in some way. So very exciting. All right, so for our direction cards, so these are our direction cards. These are our insight cards. But before that, the destiny card for the week ahead. So we've got the first card out. The destiny card for the week ahead is the Emperor. And in a lot of ways, the Emperor really is about commanding respect. It's about gaining authority or power in some way. And very often this speaks to us finding our own innate power. And when you think about the Emperor is just a person that went from being a soldier right through all of the ranks in order to get to the top spot. Yes, you could, you know, talk about all of the divine right to rule stuff. I'm not talking about that here. What we're seeing here is somebody that has reached a place where they are in command, where they've reached a place where they are respected. And you only do that really through the process, not only of trial and error, but really getting stuck in with it. You know, there's a saying that says, knowledge is free, but wisdom comes at a cost. And it's so true, right? We can find knowledge everywhere, but wisdom, it usually comes from experiences. And some of those experiences are going to be heavy ones or challenging ones. You have a wealth of knowledge and experience at your disposal, and it's time for you to gain some, not only personal mastery, but also self-reliance and assistance, and really put the knowledge and the wisdom that you've gained over the years, not even to the test, but to put it to work. Okay, like put your smarts and your intelligence and the things that you've gained over the years to work for you. The direction energy, how do we best tap into this? Well, look, if you're needing to interact with a financial institution this week, you've got some really great news coming in. I love this for building solid plans for the future. We've got the Six of Wands, love that. So for those of you that are waiting on news of houses, property, etc., this looks like really good news. And then you've got this with the Two of Cups. So how best do we tap into this? And how best do we utilize that, you know, the wisdom, let's say, and how do we command respect? Well, simple, by standing firm, really celebrating the small wins. And then with that Two of Cups, excuse me, with that Two of Cups, it's about finding the right partnerships, aligning with people that are actually going to bring the best out in you, and also people that are going to celebrate alongside you. This is, I've got to say, like, although this is a week to dig into your own wisdom, the message with the direction is clearly not to go it alone. This is about finding a way to win together as opposed to just on our own, which I personally really like. For the insight cards, so what's coming in that we need to be aware of that we might not be seeing as yet? We've got the Chariot card. So what's the message with the Chariot? Always the same. Slow down. The Tower card is what sits opposite the Chariot card, and so sometimes when this card shows up as things that we need to know, it really is, yes, there's victory and success, and you've got a double hit of that with the Six of Wands, but here it's actually asking you to take your time with something, to slow down, especially with something that you're working on or towards, something that you're working on behind the scenes. The Emperor knows what it is to be in that top spot, and they know usually what has come at a price. How many mistakes has the master made? More times than the beginner has even tried. And you know, that saying is ancient. It really is, and it's for a reason. Sometimes we have to fail before we succeed so that we can hold on to the success. So, you know, whatever you're working on, slow down with it. Take your time with it. The results are going to be there. The success is absolutely there, but it comes over time. It's not going to be overnight. For some of you, it looks like the message here is to extend the time that it's taken to build a certain plan. And then you've got this with the Page of Wands. So I like this for changing your perspective to a younger one. So before you know, life kind of humbled you down, what was your optimism level? And when you were at that optimistic level, what did you believe that you could do that maybe you're telling yourself you can't right now? This is a time to really dig around into that, because I think you could find some probably quite important or pertinent information. Excuse me. So I like this. I actually, you know, yes, it's not going to be the easiest of weeks, I wouldn't say, but I actually like this for getting stuff done. And also it's like this week is a reminder to instead of looking externally, but to go within, but also to remember everything that you've gained up until now, all the knowledge, all the wisdom, all the insights. It's all relevant, first of all, just not at every given moment. Okay, so I love it. And you know, the Ten of Pentacles with the Six of Wands, that's, yes, you know, winning homes, etc., but it's more than that. This is about really standing strong in your understanding that everything that you have right now is the result of some work, effort, or maybe even partnership that you'd set into motion previously. You know, sometimes the partnership that we enter into is the partnership with ourselves. You know what, I want to do this, I want to achieve this. And so you know, if you can find it in yourself to say, okay, self, you and me, we're going to do this. You know, this is what I really want now. Working in partnership and tandem with yourself, working in partnership and tandem with the universe. And then the reminder, you know, that actually sometimes this is going to take longer. So for me personally, I am in a personal year 2. And I remember doing, obviously I know this stuff because I work with it practically every day, but you know, at the time I was like, right, I'm going to get prepared. I like to take notes. I like to make plans according to my personal year, etc. And the one thing I laugh because, you know, I'm still human just like everybody else, and I'm prone to my moments. And one thing that I kept reading was, everything that you're going to try to do is going to take longer than you expect. Take your time. And I think this 2 year for me, it's been great so far, especially for partnerships and connections. Yeah, there's been some iffy ones, but again, that's life. But one thing that I really didn't take on board, no matter how many times I read it, clearly was things are going to take you longer this year than you anticipate. And that is the one lesson that I think at this point, halfway through the year, I actually understand. So this is the message, right? Where is it that you can slow down so that you don't sort of reach a tower moment? And then obviously with the Page of Wands next to the Eight of Pentacles, get creative about what you're doing. If if you're going at 100 miles an hour and you see a boulder, you don't just keep going. You slow down and say, right, okay, how can I get over this, around it? What's the way to move it? Like, there are ways for you to find other solutions this week. And I think that's the message. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. I will see you soon. Take care, and I'll be back next week.